Alright everybody, welcome back. Round number 2. And in this round, as we move on to the round of 32, we have the University of Houston, the Hawkray fan club, going against Old Dominion, the ODU Monarchs. Teams are in lobby, so we're going to try to speed through a little bit. We're a couple of minutes behind, so we'll just try to make this a little bit quicker. Just very quickly here, here's the overview. Once again, we're here at the Tesla Collegiate Series, the Heroes of the Stormfall preseason finale. Moving on, we're still in these best of 3 sets. Hopefully we can get a really good set here. Looking forward to it. So we're going to flip a little quickly here. Right quick. Houston getting hit from Sky Foundry, a popular map during the last couple of months. Johnson, Cursed Hollow was banned out by Dominion. We are headed to Infernal Shrines because why not? That's where we started our first set off. Why not go ahead and do it yet again? Just check and make sure. Let's see, Team R. I want to make sure everybody's ready, of course. I want to thank you guys for joining me here. Just keep things going for this fall finale. It has been a good experience thus far. We have 4 streamers operating concurrently. So if you guys catch us on the Heroes of the Storm Twitch page, you see anybody with the TCS Heroes fall finale tag on their title. They'll be covering. I believe everybody's covering all the way up through round 3. Take a look at map selections. ODU has picked Infernal. Once again, if you're just joining us, Infernal Shrines, the most popular map. Everybody loves to play Infernal. Easily the most popular map, and like I said, we got it for the first game. They're in set number 1 in round number 1. A really good round for Durham College Esports. Congratulations to those guys. See what kind of luck they have in round number 2. But we are here, once again, with the University of Houston versus Old Dominion. Background music's a little loud. Turn that down a little bit. There we go. Now we're headed to draft. So, just to contrast some drafts, if I may. In the previous matchup, oh look, the hype train's here. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Maybe, maybe not. I live right near the train station. In the first round, Durham College Esports utilized a Kerrigan Uther front line, using the Uther front take in conjunction with the Decker Cane, so a little bit of double support, and they pulled through, losing the first objective, but getting a lot of strength throughout the match. Kerrigan coming online. A lot of good Greymane play in that set as well. And they powered through to victory. Genji and Mal'Ganis have been banned out. Second ban over to the Hawkray fan club. Also got 1 Mal'Ganis game. Not sure how many more I'm going to get. I don't know if the word is broken or busted. Take your pick. He's pretty darn good. And a Medivh ban. Might know what this means. Medivh has always been good on Infernal Shrines. And Medivh occupies a strange place, if you will, in the meta, because he's almost always independent of power level. Medivh is really just in the... his efficacy is just in the hands of the person playing him. Are you good enough? Are your team comms good enough as well? Because of the portal play. To really fully utilize a Medivh. Maya have picked up first for Houston, and we pull up the HGC stat set there on the bottom of the screen. You do see Medivh is an interesting hero in that his pick rate, ban rate, very low, but his win rate is up above 50%. Medivh, a specialist, and soon to be a support with role rework, but a specialist indeed, because, like I said, if you have a good Medivh, great. The next part of playing that hero is just trying to work in the comms of the portal play. Old Dominion, starting up the Huts version of the Exodia comp here. Diablo and Thrall. This combo typically means that you are moving into Phoenix for the Purification Salvo because of both Diablo and Thrall having heroics that will apply slows, and then you'll get the bonus damage from Salvo. Thrall can be used either in the 4-man or in the off lane. We'll have to see where ODU wants to go. Phoenix Snipe. Deckard also picked up. Our first support is off the board. Bit of a patient draft here from the University of Houston. They do not know where the damage is going to come from, whether it is physical or whether that damage is going to wind up being of a magic variety, and that sort of allows you to sit on your tank a little bit. Flash some Phoenix stats for you. Phoenix a bit of a latecomer here to HOTS, one of the newer heroes. As you can see, fairly high participation rate. He is just barely above 50% and a nice healthy 49% win rate. Muradin and Tyrande have been banned out. And we move on to the 3rd and 4th picks for Old Dominion. Oh, I have draft music. Hiya. Thank you, Isa, for the heads up. I have to check the music levels. And Alex must keep Kael'thas alive. We've got KT and Alex Straza. Alex is an Infernal Special. She's a fantastic hero on this map. She was banned out in the round 1 matchup that I casted. But she will show up here. Last picks here for Houston. And a very bulky front line. The Blaze Johanna combo. And a very good one at that. This combo has been strong since Blaze's release. And Johanna received a couple of buffs. She got a hit point buff back in the day. I mean, I believe that was quite a few patches ago, a few months. But Blaze Johanna provides an unkillable, borderline unpenetrable frontline combo. And both of those heroes, again, we'll talk about Phoenix more once the level 10s come online. But Purification Salvo receives bonuses from slows. And Johanna and Blaze can facilitate that. Leo, the Skeleton King, will round off these comps. Teams moved very quickly through draft. We're heading into game 1 here on Infernal Shrines. Get to see the Captain Mockery on the Phoenix. His opposite, XTK, the captain for Old Dominion. As we get teams to start loading in here. Interested to see what the Thrall goes with. Again, we anticipate Earthquake. It's been the more popular pick, but Sundering does certainly have its place. A Sunder combo, perhaps knocking Phoenix out of Warp, is going to be high value. And the slows are going to be difficult because you do have a bunker at from Blaze as well as Johanna. So sometimes if you maybe throw that Earthquake out there maybe a little bit too early, perhaps, teams can struggle a little bit to get the follow-through if there's adequate disengage on the opposite side. And then you're sitting there with the potential of maybe, you know, Thrall with Earthquake as well as Diablo, perhaps with Lightning Breath, having used both of those and not securing kills. And the wrinkle here, though, for ODU is this Leoric. Are they going to be patient enough to maybe start team fights off with a big Entomb play? We'll have to keep an eye on it. Game number 1, Infernal Shrines. The University of Houston going up against Old Dominion. Here for the Hawkray fan club, Mockery going to be playing the Phoenix. Logic on Deckard Cain. Mimic will be playing the Blazerino. Sun Hu Yi will be playing Johanna. One of the best names in amateur hots. Wafflecopter. What's happening, brother? Going to be playing that Maiev. Jimmy Jr.'s 1-1-1-1 will be on Alex Straza. XTK on the Kael'thas. XBG on Leoric. Woodtick Jr. 1-2 going to be playing Thrall. And Gucci got on Diablo. I promise I will try to limit the Gucci Gang jokes. But I can't make that guarantee. Fairly standard talent picks here. We do get Sapphire for Deckard Cain. New habits for Blaze. Picking up the Unstoppable. Walls of Hope on Johanna we see as well in advanced targeting. Or excuse me, not advanced targeting. We do get, Arsenal Synergy on Phoenix. This is a really neat talent, and this is a true test of a player's mechanical skill. Arsenal Synergy is the most difficult talent to get great value out of, but it does have the highest reward, if you will. Houston satisfied with picking up the early wave clear there in bot lane. Blaze and Leoric heading on up top. They have the old endless battle, if you will. There's the Iron Skin. But Johanna is all right. And the first camp is being picked up 1 minute in. Houston makes the first macro move. ODU bypasses their camp. Here's the aggressive positioning. 1, 2, 3, and 4 heroes in the bush here. Keep an eye on Alex. There's the mount. Thrall has not mounted. Oh, this is a big clump up. Condemn hits 3 members. There's Deckard Cain with a root. Maev going to ham. 2 kills. Woodtick is next. Gooch is trying to get out of there. Diablo has to watch his friends evaporate. Great bush play by Houston. They're going to take advantage and pick up an aggressive camp here. They take away their opponent's Khazra camp. What a great combo there from Sun Hu Yi. Blaze actually shows up to get a little bit of chip damage. Waffle Copter using Shadow of Vengeance. That's even more chip damage. Gucci does find Maev, who now is in a bit of a pickle. The overkill. There's the root. Waffle waiting for Shade to come back. Thrall hits the root. Maev low. Blinks on out of there. Very well macroed. Excuse me, microed by Maev. In the bottom lane, Mockery will go ahead and pick this camp up. Doing the old Phoenix Shuffle in the top lane. Mimic with the early advantage on Leoric. And then we do see the spooky hand come out there. If you see Leoric winning an off lane, it's because he's hitting that hand. And if he's losing, you got to tip your hat to his opposite for staying out of the drain. Hope. Very quick macro. Those 3 kills have resulted in a 1-level lead. We have a top shrine up first. Khazra's in the bottom will have to be dealt with. This is very important in the early game for Houston to be ahead. They now have the ability to set up on the point in advance of their opponents from ODU. And anytime you have to deal with Alexstrasza on Infernal Shrines, if you do not kill her, she will win that point most of the time. Shaman camp is going to be picked up there. Try to keep an eye out and see if ODU will do the same, and they will. We'll send 4, soon to be 5 members on this point. Taking a look at our talents here. Again, nothing really out of the ordinary. Everything's staying pretty similar, except for this bad boy. Meltdown. Reduced damage on the Blazerino. Very interested to see how much value Mimic can get out of it. We'll try to keep an eye on that throughout the course of the game. 15 skeletal defenders have been picked up. ODU is going to have to act very decisively. 20-0 right now. Diablo taking a little bit of poke. You see the flank there from Leoric. He's just trying to put some outside pressure on. Spooky hand falls onto Johanna. Kael'thas moving on up. That's a big flame strike. There's the root. 3 members for the disengage. Houston will back up. They have their tap behind them. Now they do have to worry about Alex and the Dragon Queen. A little bit of extra wave clear. 25-15. Keep an eye on Mimic here. He's got a possible big jet propulsion lined up. You know he's looking for Kael'thas as well as Alex. Diablo looking to zone him away. Johanna and Blaze stacked up a little bit. Leoric under a spot of pressure. There's Pyromania from Blaze. There is a great jet propulsion. Leo goes down. Dragon Queen is out. Blaze with a long way to go. 28-25, now 30. Houston has a little bit of work to do. This is where Alex gets even more value from the clear. There's the root. Kael'thas has been zoned out. 35. 33. Houston at 37. Maev goes in deep. There's the tether, trying to keep everybody out of abundance. 38 skeletal defenders. Waffle Copter looks like he converts. And a frozen Punisher. Keep an eye on Kael'thas. Might be in a bit of trouble there. Houston claims the first objective. They are up 4 kills to 0. They now have their level 7s online and looking to get some siege damage in there as Phoenix starts to step up. Diablo at just 51 souls. He is still a little weak. Takes a little bit of damage from the Umbral Bind there. Didn't quite wrap around the tower. Blaze moving for the double soak. This is going to be a XP lead that is absolutely going to spike. Keeping an eye on Waffle Copter there. Went in, just maybe thought about finishing Leo off. Now was in a spot of trouble, but Leo does eventually go down. See Mockery sliding up there. Got a little bit more Punisher left. Johanna with the Iron Skin and looking to disconnect. Waffle. Maev just scary enough. Here in the bottom lane, we've seen the double soak from Mimic. Low mana from that great Blaze wave clear. He has pushed a very large wave all the way up to the fort. It starts to chip away at the well. This is a big well, and it's gone. That mid well can be used for either mid shrine or bottom shrine. Taking a look at the talents here. 15 stacks on Mana Addict for Kael'thas. This is not an abundance build. Alex. We'll take a peek at this build. Live and Let Live at level 1. So we're going to have more Gift of Life. Endurance there. The extra movement speed at 4. And then, of course, the Life Blossom. We'll try to keep an eye on that pretty little flower. Q build Alex is objectively better than W build in a vacuum. It's very easy to get value once you have completed, obviously, the globe questing talent, but its healing is so passive that sometimes you don't just get a ton of value out of it. Level 10s are online. There's a Lornado, Diablo the target. Waffle's there. The Lornado just keeps knocking Gucci back, but finds his way to a little side pocket of safety. Purification Salvo, Warden's Cage. We saw the Lornado, Bunker, and Blessed Shield. 2 level lead. Mimic on this Blaze doing the double soak. Let's see if we can queue up the XP. There's the XP total. He's well ahead of anybody else. Bottom wall going down. This is a bottom Punisher. You can see the well-trained members of Houston. They immediately bomb towards the well. They want to get rid of both of these wells, particularly before the next objective phase is up. 1 level before ODU will hit level 10. About 7 minutes in. This is like 6-7 waves. It's very achievable. I expect ODU to have level 10 before they make any move on that shrine. There goes the well. They're trying to catch up in XP. It's going to cost them bottom fort. Shiny Hero, what's happening? Glad you could stop on by. Mox looking to just clean up and keep the push going there. Houston content to start to open this game up. Bot is now exposed with the fort being gone. Leo and Blaze up top, just doing their thing. Both teams look like they're going to move for their Shaman camps. And that will unlock level 10 for Old Dominion. With a little bit of patience and a couple of more waves, Houston will actually be up on the 13th talent tier. This is a Mortar Punisher. Heading towards that bot lane. Cleansing Flame. Ooh, we got March of the Black King. Earthquake. APOC. And Kael'thas thinking about it. There's not a lot of heroes that are going to be vulnerable to Pyroblast. There's the Phoenix. Okay. Just thinking about it. There's Leo charging forward. XBG has beaten Blaze here. Mimic, though, does have a hot flank. 10-6. This is going to be a nice even fight. 13s are just a few minions away. There's the root. Leo will have to go ahead and Wraithwalk on out of there. Diablo with a bit of retreat. There is a Warden's Cage. A Cleansing Flame looking to cancel that out. We've got a lot of ultimates going down. APOC, Earthquake. We see a Lornado. A lot of low health. Wafflecopter in trouble. Kael'thas has gone down. Maiev will have to be sacrificed for it. Could not get back into the bunker. Alex has landed. Here comes the Dragon Queen. Jet Propulsion. Maybe getting a kill. No. Thrall lives. No. Thrall dies. On the backside, Leo putting pressure on both Phoenix as well as Deckard Cain. He does a great job of sustaining himself, but it is not enough. 38 Skeletal Defenders. Soon to be 40. Alex in trouble. Mimic. Doesn't have the Jet P. It's a long way to go. Houston will let the Dragon Queen go. They're thinking about this camp to get the extra push, and they have perfectly 39'd, if you will, the Shrine. Again, Mortar Punisher in the bot lane. If this top camp is not cleaned up, it will be pressuring a fort, and if it is the focus, we do see Kael'thas up there in the top lane. He's got to deal with the Shaman camp. There's potential, given that they have the 13 talent tier advantage for University of Houston, the Hawkeye fan club, to maybe think about picking up a key. They'll get extra push from the Khazra. Leo up front, Wraith walking away. Punisher still healthy at 96%. A bit fortunate for ODU that this is the Mortar Punisher, the easiest one to handle. 2 camps running it down mid. Blaze is up there. In fact, Waffle was thinking about aggressing onto Alex. Mid fort goes down. Punisher over the wall. Nearly cleaned up. ODU stays safe, but right now Leoric as well as Diablo dealing with that Lornado. Phoenix goes out as well. A big punny jump hits 3 members. Wall gone. Still those 2 camps in mid. When this wall goes down, this will put Houston at, if not very close, to 16 before their opponents have 13. And they look like they want to keep. Blaze misses the jet propulsion. Mimic is probably going to have to bunker on out of there. The APOC actually helps Blaze get out of there. Cleansing Flame has been used. Johanna moving forward. Purification Salvo connects on 3 members. There's the Cleansing Flame. It is not enough to save Thrall. Leoric trying to put pressure on the backside. He has to Wraith walk away. 16s haven't picked up in the middle of this fight. Leo soon to go down. Waffle gone. Diablo taps well and is okay. We're taking a peek at Johanna. She lives, but Kael'thas is done. And now Houston sets their eyes on the keep. They pick up 3 kills. Death timer is probably a little bit too short to think about core. But with the exposed mid keep, Mockery and crew move on up. And they will take the first keep of this game. A little last auto attack there from Phoenix. Logic in a bit of trouble. Gucci could get the overkill. Denied. For ODU right now, long way back. Their best opportunity in this game will just be, listen, safe soak, try to find yourselves an even talent tier fight. It's going to cost them probably the next objective. You know what? I'm going to change that appraisal. They can get to 16 before that. Maybe not. They have to give this up. You see Sun Huyi on the Johanna stepping up there. Picks up a nice easy camp. Thank you for ODU for clearing that one out. Waffle's going to get wallbang. Or not. Blinks away. Leo the target. Cannot finish Wraithwalk. Thrall in the top lane eats the Blessed Shield. Johanna stepping up, looking for the body block here. There's Maiev. Keep an eye on her. See if she can get the Umbra Bind. Nothing doing. However, top wall looks like it will be next. All 5 members of Houston are here. Earthquake comes out, just looking to get a little bit of disengage, trying to deter them from potentially taking another keep. Leo back in 10 seconds, minus straight value. There goes the Earthquake. All heroics are up on the board with the exception of Thralls. Maya was thinking about it. There's a 4-man jet propulsion. Big hit from Mimic. Alex has to back out. Here's the all-in. The Lornado does not catch anyone. March of the Black King with a good bit of sustain. Leo can Wraith walk away. Cleansing Flame is there. There's the APOC counter. Johanna did not have Iron Skin. She looks like she might go down. Mimic trying to find a way out of this mess. Blaze has got a long way to go. He bunkers. And this might provide a little bit of disengage. There's a good Warden's Cage. And Kael'thas actually gets stuck in it. He goes down. Waffle with a good counter kill. Blaze lives. Jet Propulsion converts a kill on Diablo. Leoric is next. Blessed Shield finds both Alex Straza as well as Thrall. And this top keep is the cost. Diablo has to buy back in. He's out of souls. That is another keep for Houston. Hawkray fan club looking good, boys. Now they have the opportunity with a Punisher in the mid lane to think about ending this video game. They're a level away from 20. This is an Arcane Punisher, the strongest of all objectives. We see Mimic. I don't know how the heck he got out of there. Not only did he get out of there, he actually had enough time to turn around, hit a Jet P, and get some more kills. He'll look to soak Houston up to 20. For ODU right now, they just need a hold. Maybe get 16. Looks like they want to make a move here. This is the last play that they can make. And I do not disagree with them here. Get 16 and go for broke. And it's just a bit too far away. Arcane Punisher mid lane. Looks like this could be the game-winning push for Houston. They got a 39. They 38 the Shrine. They want their 20s. They want their own Khazra camp. And to clear out their opponents as well. ODU looking to just try to stay in this game. They're going to go ahead and pick up a little bit of macro if they survive. They're hoping to get a little bit of AFK push. Maybe open up this map with a bit of a miracle defense. Arcane Punisher mid lane. And Houston about to run it down. Big damage from Phoenix. Very good damage from Leoric. Gotten a lot of value out of March of the Black King. Taking a quick peek at our talents here. Big shield for Kael'thas. Diablo gets jumped upon. He only has 31 souls. Not a very tanky boy. Waffle does not have the range to hit the Umbral Bind. Leoric has to retreat out. There is Earthquake as well as Phoenix. Diablo pops the APOC. Tornado on the backside. Blaze immediately jumps into the bunker, and there is a ton of damage. The resets from Maya. Ancient Blessings as well as Mockery doing work on this Phoenix. This core just gets rushed. And Houston picks up game number 1. Very well played first game from the Hawkray boys. Let's go ahead and update our scores. There we are. Very clean game number 1. 18 kills to 3. 16-13. Fairly quick game as well. Wafflecopter, you can see there. I mean, listen. 3 deaths, big deal. Counter kills out the wazoo. If I was in game, I might have reported him. I'm kidding. Good play there from Houston. I really like what Mimic did on the Blaze. His jet propulsions were fantastic. He got a lot of value out of them. And he got a lot of value out of Bunker. No doubt about that. Still a pretty darn good talent. And that'll be game number 1. Hero Share bot, thank you for the message. Shout out to the Hero Share team. We have been working with the Hero Share extension. They're in our Casters for Hire Discord. I really like the extension. I assume it's up and running very well. The Heroes Share extension allows you, as a viewer, to independently queue up talents as well as some other stats. As a caster, sometimes, we maybe miss a talent tier, or maybe you just want to know, what's going on with these builds. You hop in late into the game, check out the Hero Share extension on that sort of opaque purple overlay on the right side of our Twitch screen. Okay. So, let's do this. Alrighty. So, after game number 1, we need to take a peek. We'll have our maps up in a little bit. Let's take a look at the map select tool. Showing you guys a quick recap of what is going on. Try to see if we can queue up ODU. They do have the choice whether they want to go into first pick or a map pick. And then these cats already have a lobby set up. They have... Ooh. Haven't seen this map in a hot minute. Ladies and gentlemen, we are headed to Infernal Shrines. Neat. Infernal's fallen off a lot. This used to be like a crutch for teams. Particularly in the amateur scene. It was a very popular map for quite a while. But it fell off really, and this is kind of odd, it fell off as people, I honestly think, got kind of tired of dealing with Hanzo. Team's having a little bit of banter there in chat. Alright. Just making you house. Yeah, there we go. I got you, Mokes. Alright. So, teams are ready. We're on our way to Infernal Shrines. Game number 2. Excuse me, you're headed to Battlefield. We just came from Infernal. I mean, honestly, if people could, like, play Infernal 3 times over, I actually think a lot of teams would probably do it. So we've got the Diablo... Oh! We got a remake lobby. Yep. Flip that back off. Mockery dodge. So we'll have to flip that. Alright. We'll get Mockery back in here in a hot minute. So actually, let's go back to maps with Cam. We gotta flip this bad boy. And in order to do that, we get to use our hot tool. Hiya! As you can see, we just updated. Battlefield of Eternity was the map pick, actually, by ODU. So we switched that around. Temp number 2. Let's see. Every captain's good. Yes. Tournament draft. Yes. First pick. Got it. So BOE is a map that can be played in really 2 distinct ways. You can go for the race comp. Hanzo, Greymane. The rare Artanis comes to mind. Tyrande comes to mind as well. She augments race on this map very well. And then the flip side of that is the teamfight comps. Because Battlefield of Eternity has a very large and expansive sort of middle objective section of the map. And because, you know, the Immortals are constantly flipping around and you may find yourself attempting to race in a disadvantageous position, teamfight comps that are designed to delete 1, 2, or multiple members of the enemy team will often provide you with the space to go ahead and take a team that is low on race and catch up. You can kind of see where this is going. You see the Genji ban first. The Genji Hanzo interplay is just huge on this map. You cannot play Hanzo, and this is just sort of the traditional thinking, if Genji is on the other side. So by banning Genji out, if he makes it through, it does look like the potential for Hanzo is there for Houston to first pick. Taking a peek at our stats on the bottom. Once again, these stats are from HGC phase number 2. There's a Hanzo ban. Okay. He didn't quite make it. I jumped the gun a little bit there. Wafflecopter going to hop back onto that Maiev. Maiev had near 100% participation at BlizzCon. She fell off a little bit late in the season. And was just a major part of a lot of teams' plans. Now the race comp gets going. Deckard Cain as well as Artanis. Artanis recently picked up a buff, a little bit of a cooldown reduction on swap. But more than anything, he's here for his early game race. Deckard Cain picked up as well. There's the Tyrande answer from Houston. And they will also break out the Yrel. Seen a lot of Yrel play. Haven't seen too much Tyrande, actually. Deckard Cain has been the higher prioritized support so far in my matches. The Tyrande rework, one of the most successful. You see her incredibly high win rate. 56% is probably considered broken at the pro level. That's a huge win rate. Again, every hero that went through a rework recently by Blizzard has come out for the better. Probably with the exception, you know, you probably have to go back all the way to Chromie to find an unsuccessful rework. And now she's in a place where she's just okay. Tyrande was a hero that just received 0 play during her period as sort of an off support. Now Tyrande is one of the most popular ones in the game. Still trying to fit around with sound a little bit. Keep me posted, fam. The Anubarak. I like to see that. A little bit of pepper there for James. Anubarak play. One of my favorite things to watch. But it is very dependent on your Anubarak player being able to repeatedly get the same kind of engage. You know, what is the cocoon target? Who do you want to blow up? Can you get that stun combo? And can that hero be deleted before the cocoon expires? Anubarak keeps moving on up in the meta. This is an objectively good hero. I love playing Anubarak. You see, very limited, only a 12% participation rate during Phase 2 of HGC, but a very high win rate. 58% is always good to see. Very few heroes approach that 60%, particularly warriors. Greymane will be picked up, as is Johanna. So some blinds. And a Vala, a very soft comp from Old Dominion, but one with incredible race potential. We shall see if it is the key to victory in game number 2. I didn't mean to do that, Ryan, but sometimes you just got to roll with it, baby. Game number 2, the University of Houston going up against Old Dominion, the ODU Monarchs. All right. Oh boy. So between Artanis, Raynor, and Vala, that's just an insane race. But again, very soft heroes. A good amount of CC to potentially deal with Wafflecopter on that Maiev. As we saw in game number 1, he was on point. Created a lot of space, a lot of good situations there for his teammates. Here we are in game number 2. For Houston. Logic will be on the Tyrande. Makari going to be playing the Greninja. Wafflecopter yet again on Maiev. You see Sun Hu Yi on that Johanna for game number 2. And Mimic will be playing the Urel. On the flip side, for ODU, looking to push us to a game 3. Would Tick be playing Raynor. XTK on the Vala. Gucci leading the gang on Anubarak. XBG on Artanis. And Jimmy Juniors will be playing the Deckard King. We do see Artie head on up top. No real tricky shenanigans here. Just looks like the good old-fashioned 1-4s. The reason that this race is just so very powerful for ODU. Talents like this, amateur opponent. 150 bonus damage to non-heroes. With Artanis, you want to get on that Immortal, hit W, and right-click it to death. His early game race is incredible. Vala's takes a little while to get going. Gucci will have to deal with the potential of the tether. Does manage to avoid the lunar flare. Ever so slightly off. Up in the top lane, Urel. Early advantage against Artanis. Urel needs to play for the globe deny. We'll see if we can pop in the top lane a little bit more here. Game number 2. Waffle. Pulling both Anubarak as well as Raynor. Anuba actually just yet again barely finds his way out of the lunar flare. Very low health bar. He's okay. Take a look at top lane. You just see Mimic doing the work here on the Urel. Starting to get that chip damage going. You can see it there. There's the immediate trait into the big hammer. Trying to stop her lane opponent from picking up globes. That's how Urel wins lanes now. She's seen this, succession of nerfs that have really hit her early game wave clear. Her sustain is still incredible. But globe deny, which is an undervalued component of your offlaner, is where she can excel. Keeping an eye on Waffle. Very aggro positioning. Look at the Vala there. Mockery. Borderline bait and Anubarak. We can tell with this sort of split setup here, what Houston wants to see are some of the mobility cooldowns so that they can try to guarantee themselves a kill. Between Vault and the burrow there by Anubarak, it can be difficult to sort of lock down a target for an extended period of time. ODU will back off. They will head towards their own Shaman camp. However, they will lose the neutral Khazra camp in the bot lane. And now they're making a rotation towards top, and I like the change up. Trying to do things a little bit differently. Sneaking on into top. We see Greymane and Tyrande here grabbing the counter camp. This will be 2 camps in the top lane. And it will be quite difficult for Urel to clean them up. In the bot lane, Jimmy can't quite get onto the Khazra, who will stand here and just pelt away at the bottom wall. There's the camp pickup. First objective phase, north-south for the two immortals. Maverick's trying to get the clear going. Mockery shows up. We can see he's going to use Worgen for him to go ahead and clean this up. So, the early race goes over to the side of Old Dominion. Watch this baby melt. You've got Artanis, you got Vala. James Raynor cannot join them because he's got two camps in the bottom lane. Wafflecopter goes in, he's got the pull, has Deckard Cain. Mockery on the backside on the Greymane looking to find a kill. Deckard Cain low, he goes down. Artanis could be next. Shield's not available, and that's two very quick kills. The aggressive plays from Wafflecopter have been fantastic in both games. Willing to go in deep and set up his teammates. And now Greymane and Tyrande can turn their attention towards the race. Yrel. Big hit. Vala's way up there. However, Maiev has to blink out with next to no hit points. Mimic does jump back in. There's a Righteous Hammer. They do have the Immortal Stuns to help protect them there. Halftime show kicked off. Artanis gets the swap on Tyrande, but nobody's there for the follow-up because of the halftime show. Now decisions have to be made by both teams. Houston steps up first. Artanis on the other side. We're going to have to watch this race very carefully. Houston in the lead. And that just a little bit of extra setup time is all that they need. XBG with the speculative swap. Not a bad idea. Does not connect, and now we do have an Immortal headed top. Will another Blackened Edifice fall? We'll see. 7's online for Houston. Important that XTK gets stacked with Vala. A Hungering Arrow build takes a long time if you're behind. And we'll see what this Demon Hunter can do. Wall gone. Shield is gone, so the Immortal now moves into melee position. Lunar Flare does connect on Raynor. There's a tether on Anubarak who does get caught and just deleted. Tyrande actually found that kill. Sweeping the bug underneath the rug. Top fort gone. That is a level and a half lead coming out of this objective phase. Sun Hu Yi positions over the camp in the top lane. 5 seconds on that siege camp. We'll take a peek at bottom lane. Mimic doing very well against the Artanis. However, storms are brewing. Divine Steed is the level 7 pickup. Giddy up Yrel. She goes ahead and she is safely out of there. Top lane, a bit of a focus here for Houston. They will move up towards the wall. And Greymane, one of the premier single target siege heroes, hasn't popped into Worgen form yet. Is actually tanking the shots. Oh! Thought it was a good swap, but it was a good swap for Houston. That's an Artanis interaction. He can't quite swap you over all terrain, it certainly seems. Unless that was just a little bit of an early swap attempt. Artie goes down. 10s are here. More XP pickup. You can see the pings. Houston doing the camp dance. Yrel leading this game in hero damage early. They do have their 10s. Trying to keep an eye on this. Ardent Defender, Blessed Shield, Starfall, Warden's Cage. What's the pick for Greymundo? Mockery's still holding. Tough spot for ODU. Similar situation as they were in on Infernal. They're behind. And they're likely going to have to give this objective up. And again, play for the keep defense. Go for the throat is the pickup. Once again, Greymane and Tyrande will move for the camp on the backside. Oh, big swap. But it's a Johanna. Does get hit by the root. Yrel trying to provide the defense and a big hammer Mimic with a really nice play. Wafflecopter there with the threat. As these games have gone on, the Shadow of Vengeance had scared away quite a few attempts to maybe find counter kills by ODU. Vala in a spot of trouble. There is the Goomba Stomp from Yrel. Wafflecopter trying to chase her down. Lunar Flare just misses. But there is the Fan of Knives. Wafflecopter secures that kill. Gets a little bit of bonus damage there. Starting to get those resets. Warden Cage finds 3 members. Woodtech has to be careful. He doesn't get stuck in there. There's the resets from Maiev. Artanis is next. The bug is low. The Unstoppable gets him out. But Woodtick has to find a way around this fort. Some of that Kane CC is there. Mockery just kind of hanging around doing some damage onto this Immortal. This is going to be 100% Immortal. And big, big trouble for ODU. The Immortals on Battlefield of Eternity typically will go to whichever lane has the least amount of... Or excuse me, more structures with the least amount of siege damage done. So as Greymane finishes this bad boy up, not quite sure where it's going to go because top wall has been broken. Bottom wall is being assaulted. Should be bot. Unless I'm crazy. I mean, I am crazy, but no big deal. Alright, bot Punisher. Excuse me, Immortal. Wrong map. And the issue here is that this is a full health Immortal. Pre-10. This could be game. This bad boy is running it down bot lane. Nubarek is trying to pick up level 10. That will be a necessity to keeping this game alive. Mimic on the flank there, potentially looking for a big hammer. Finds Vala, but Artanis was there to stop it a little bit. Umbral Bind coming through. 2 members pulled, Vala goes down. Number of ODU Monarchs are inside of Starfall, and you hear the go for the throat as Greymane rips Artanis asunder. There are the first 2 kills. There's a reset and go for the throat. Woodtick okay. Good debilitating round to get out of that one. However, this Immortal still has shields. 5v5, 10s are online for ODU. Raynor could go down shortly. Another good shotgun. A lot of low health bars. There's the blind. Houston low. And it looks like they're going to walk away from it. There's a stay a while. Doesn't connect. Keep an eye on this guy. See if he gets a little bit of core damage. 11%. Maybe one more swing? No. 11% core damage. Houston in a commanding position. But if you follow HOTS like I do, you know that Battlefield of Eternity doesn't really get started until somebody loses both keeps. This is, I think right now, the premier comeback map. A lot of the miracle plays that we've seen at many of the international events for Heroes of the Storm have happened on Battlefield of Eternity. It seems like desperation suits people very well in this map. We'll see if ODU has the fortitude to come back in this matchup. Top keep could be next. Logic just barely gets away from the swap. XPG seems to be getting a little warmed up there with the Artie. Mimic hopping on in. Avoids. Oh. And I almost spoke too soon. We got a lot of heroics going out. We got Blind, Starfall, Hyperion. There's a Warden's Cage with a Cocoon. Tyrande stuck on the inside. Artanis caught inside of it yet again. Looking to try to find his way out of this. Mimic up front. Does not have Ardent Defender. There he goes. We'll eat a little bit of damage already. We see Jimmy go down. There's Stay a While and Listen. It only manages to get Johanna. Artanis goes down on the backside. Greymane trying to keep Inner Beast going. There's the Burrow from a noob. It does not connect. XTK deleted by Mimic. Without Rain of Vengeance, Vala is done. 3 more kills. Greymane just chipping away here. Gucci ain't got no gang. And he's about to be down a fort. Maybe. Maybe. Khazra finish it off. Good sidestep there from Greymane. And we're soon headed to an objective phase in which ODU, despite being back to 5v5, are now in a position where they are down a major talent tier. They're about to be down 2 talent tiers. This is also the best possible positioning. They can at least try to get to the halftime show. Houston will look to grab 16. And they will also grab the Shaman camp. Follow that owl. Both teams will have Shaman camps pushing in the off lanes. Halftime triggered. ODU in the lead. And now they gotta back off. 3 Katas in the bot lane. That's an early stack for 3 Katas. Vala clears. Anubarak steps up. Greymane has already gone in. Desperation for ODU. Removing Johanna from the front. They need to act very quickly. There's the blinds from Artanis. However, he does get hit with the Umbral Bind. Anubarak goes in, hit 2 members with a Burrow, but now the disengage is here. Wafflecopter on the backside has gone after Vala hard with the Warden's Cage coming through. Mimic hopping on in. Anubarak down as well. Stay a while. Might find a kill. Decker the only person alive. That's a long way for an old man to go. And Kane is gone. big talent tier advantage and a big team fight advantage for Houston. Bottom lane is where this half-shielded Immortal will be. They've got 2 Katas on core. Shield broken 80%, 75. I don't even know if the Immortal gets there. 40. There's the blinds. That'll give us a little bit of delay, but this looks like it's going to be it. And the University of Houston claims victory. Houston moves on. They will move on to round number 3. I see Papa Hollis and Chetty pop the bracket. You can take a peek at who Houston will be playing in their next set. I've got a little bit of a surprise here. I got to queue up this kid. Let's see if I can get him. 16-1 in terms of kills. Just well played there by Houston. They very clearly like Waffle on that Maiev, and why not? Led that game in hero damage. Good 2 games for Sun Hui on the Johanna as well. All right, just taking a peek around. What's happening out there? A lot of things going on in Hotsland today. We had Battle for the Nexus. Running with Turtles actually ran a nice little side tournament. That was kind of cool. Those guys are a good bunch. Much appreciated. I am supposed to get this fellow in here for call. All right, so bear with me. Let's do the vid thing.
Hey, what's going on, Bobo?
All right, congrats, Cap.
Hey, thank you, thank you. We feel pretty good about that win.
You should. I am joined right now by Mockery, the captain for the Hawkray fan club. Listen, tell us about your team. What's the scoop with these cats?
I think we got a really good squad together. You know, we got a lot of team camaraderie built up. We were all going out for lunch before these games and everything, and we've all been playing together for a few months. So, I don't know. I think that just we're a really strong unit in terms of cohesion, and we even have everybody in the room right now. Everybody, yo, say something. Say hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Mockery's toxic.
I mean, you didn't have to tell me, but now you let it out in chat. No, I'm kidding.
That was our team name last year, actually.
Was
They
it really?
didn't tell me. Yeah. They just invited me to the team, like, hey, here's your link, and then I clicked on it. It was Mockery is Toxic, and I was like, yo, wait,
Very cool.
don't bully me like this.
You told me about the setup that you guys have at Houston. So what's going on with the esports club? I know that this is kind of a new thing that a lot of colleges are trying to embrace. So, I mean, what's the scoop down there in the heart of Texas?
So for people who don't know, I'm the president of the gaming club at U of H here. So I use the gaming club to sign us out rooms for these events. So that way we can all be on like a nice, stable environment. We're all in the same room. We're not even in Discord. We're just like talking to each other. We all get like 30 ping in this room. So it's a really nice competitive environment.
Excellent.
And it just works out really well. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a club for gaming. We're using it for gaming. I like it.
It's very cool, man. I had to play other dorky hippie sports. We didn't have any of that kind of stuff while I was hanging out at UConn. All right, so let's see. You guys picked up what? You've got 2 wins. You haven't dropped a map yet. You're heading into match number 3. I'm taking a peek at the bracket. Do you know who you guys are probably going to play? I'm trying to take a look.
Okay. So I just took a look at it now, and it looks like Berkeley 2-0'd BSU. So we're going to go against Berkeley, who was very high for most of the season. I believe they were number 2 2 weeks ago, but then they got knocked down by Pomona, down to number 8. So that's actually going to be a really interesting matchup. That's a big question mark for us, but I'm really confident in the team.
Excellent. Listen, you've been working with these guys. I've seen you, in the Open Div. I've seen you in NGS. What do you find is, what do you work on the most when you're trying to translate, those high-level skills, and you're trying to bring it back to a setting like Dorm? Because there's a lot of players like yourself that I've seen and I've followed in the Open Div, and now they come back to college, and they really get a chance to sort of captain and lead a team like this.
I feel like it's not going to be exactly what people expect, but I would say the biggest thing I work on is just like coachability and being open to others. Because
Hmm.
I feel like you come into this kind of environment with like a lot of people have really big egos and all that, and you think you're really big, but you know our coaches will come in and tell us we're garbage and that we're throwing every game and we're only winning because we got lucky or whatever. And I think being open to that kind of criticism and talk from some of our very good players. I just want to shout out Froge and Cavalier Guest right now. They've done a lot in replay reviews and whatnot for helping us improve as a unit. So I
Mm.
would say that's the number one thing for me as an individual and for the team.
There are far, there are few better resources than Cav Guest, and that's a
Oh, for
fact.
sure.
Absolutely. All right, Mockery Man, this is your opportunity for shout outs. Why don't you take us home before we let you guys go?
I just want to shout out my team, I guess. I want to shout out the people that actually came to the room here because we did invite people from our gaming club to come join us and watch us. You know, sort of an experience for them and to get us used to having people around when we play, you know, because we got to be thinking about next year getting to, you know, top four when we're on that stage. You know, I don't want us to be stage fright. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, baby.
shout out to my team, shout out to people here, and shout out to the people watching on Twitch.
All right. Good luck. I wish you guys luck against Cal.
Thank you.
Hopefully we get to pick you guys up tomorrow, man. That'd be a good
Oh,
sign.
here's to hoping, man.
All
I'll
right.
see you then.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay. So that is going to do it. We'll update the maps here just to give you guys just a quick recap. 2 map selections. Doing the Diablo double for ODU. However, victory goes to the University of Houston, and they will move on. As Mike, we talked about, likely to play Cal. The Golden Mishas, a very strong side. I think that game actually might be getting picked up by 2D. I'm not 100% sure. Again, listen, guys, if you're looking for any of the other streamers that are currently operating the TCS Heroes preseason fall finale, just take a peek at the Heroes of the Storm Twitch page. Anybody with that nice little title, TCS Heroes Fall Finale, is going to be streaming. Watch Crow. My Bay is doing the thing. Tootie Mose, another one of my favorite rookie casters from NGS, has been kind enough to grace us with his presence. And Kwanzar, who actually is a veteran of the Heroes of the Dorm setup, actually came to me on Friday night and said, "Hey, can I cast?" And I had no idea where he came from. And then, you know, when you have a resume of being a really good player, he also casted some StarCraft 2 back in the day. Gave him the opportunity. I hope he's having a really good time. So that's going to do it for me, Professor Bobo, for now. When we come back, I am looking to pick up a little bit of hot hots action. We'll have round 3, the last round of the day. One more best of 3 to take us home. Once you guys go anywhere, there is one more round of the TCS Heroes Fall Finale.